So this is Ty making a little bit of a video on the Radix trail camera. I'm actually holding it, so as long as my finger is not covering the mic, which I'm not 100% sure where that is, maybe I'll check it a little bit more. I'm in the man cave. This is not the best acoustic setting, however it's rather quiet. You have a little bit of TV noise in the background upstairs from my wife, but overall guys, I'm pretty impressed with this trail camera by Radix, R-A-D-I-X. Check them out at radixtrailcameras.com, and let's get back to the video.
Driving through these old rolling hills to the closest place to heaven I know. Heading north through Kentucky to the only place I'll ever call home. I'm leaving the bluegrass state behind, waiting for me on the other side.
Hey guys, as I promised on Facebook, I would bring to you the opening of the new Radix, or Radix. I'm not actually 100% sure even how they pronounce it, but it's R-A-D-I-X. You can go visit them at radixtrailcameras.com. This is the no-glow version. They offer two different models, basically a low glow and a no glow. I'll actually have to check my order form. I actually think I got the low glow, not the no glow, but I'm fine with it. It is what it is. What attracted me to these cameras was the size of it, and you can already kind of tell. You know, this is my hand next to it. It's not much bigger than my hand, so I'm actually kind of intrigued by this. The one thing that I will disclaim right now is it does take micro SD cards, so I did get some of these micro SDs that come with the full size that they slide into. That way it's going to make it easy for me to check them. I actually have a little card reader for my cell phone that I can take with me when I hunt that reads the larger cards. It doesn't have a micro SD slot. So I went ahead and got two of these SD cards. They're 16 gigabytes a piece, so that's plenty. Even if I set these things to video mode, I should be able to do very well. So like I said, they have a low glow and a no glow version. It looks like I got the no glow version, which I was planning on trying one of each anyway. So even if I did order the low glow, I'm not disappointed that they sent me a no glow. And I will be sure to post in the comments below whether that was a mistake or not. So I'm not 100% sure. It could have been my part, but they're all PS1 is the model. And let's go ahead and open this puppy up and see what we got. I've actually got the specs pulled up behind you, and while I'm talking, or while I'm opening this up, I'll also talk about, you know, some of the things or some of the stats or things that a lot of you guys are probably wondering. You know, things like trigger speed. Trigger speed is advertised at 0.7 seconds. So again, trigger speed shouldn't at least, drop something. Looks like I dropped a USB connector cable. Pretty standard. Nothing else in the box. But yeah, 0.7 trigger speed is actually very adequate, very good. Looks like you get a little pamphlet for the trail camera as well, a little brochure. Just so you know, there is a registration for warranty, which I'm actually going to do after I make this video. I already kind of clicked on it, looked at it. It's very straightforward, very standard, and it looks pretty simple. So I'll be registering it. That way I am sure to get the advantage of the 2-year warranty. A lot of trail camera companies seem to be starting to try to hop on this 2-year thing. It used to be that just 1 year was standard. Now I'm noticing that a lot of especially the newer trail camera companies are doing a 2-year warranty, which is an attractive thing for us buyers, especially those guys out there that are like me, where, you know, $150 for a trail camera, which this was about that. I got it with a discount code that I saw advertised somewhere, and $150 is not something to slouch at. That's a serious amount of change for me. So comes with, it looks like, the standard cinch style buckle is what I call them. I do kind of like these. It does make attaching them to the tree rather easy. I do like the buckles for the sense that it's quicker, it seems like, in between, because this one you have to completely unwind off the tree. You can't just pop it off. You got to readjust the length of the strap, but I do get it. These do hold to the tree much better, much nicer, and you can cinch it really tight without that buckle on some of the other trail cameras out there. From coming loose. That's one of the things that those of you guys like me, if you've used Covert, and I still do, so they used to have the buckles, and now they've went to these cinch straps as well that you can tighten up as tight as you possibly want, and you're good to go. So USB cable and the cinch strap aside, let's take a look at the camera. Another specific, or another stat of the camera while I get it out, is it does have an advertised flash range rate of about 80 feet. So again, that's going to reach out there, and they all have 12, 8, and 5 megapixel photo resolution. And let me see, what do we got? We got photo modes are 1 to 3 burst, photo or video. Video resolution can be 1440 by 1080, 1080 by 720, or 640 by 480. Again, well above what you're going to need. Video audio is a yes, it does have audio. Now the cool thing is, and as you can imagine, as small as this thing is, I'm going to hold up my Samsung Galaxy. This is an S6. As you can tell, it dwarfs the size of this camera. The camera is about the same width. I'd actually say it's about exactly the same if you take away the hinges. It's exactly the same size width-wise, but height-wise it's a good inch smaller. So here's a little Amazon Fire Stick TV remote. You can actually see, again, just the size of this camera is tiny compared to a lot of them out there. So, and I love this aspect of it. It's going to hide. It's not going to stick out as well. It's probably about maybe an inch or two, or a little bit over an inch, probably not quite 2 inches. Yeah, with the back thing, it might be 2 inches wide. But again, I mean, look how small this camera is. It's absolutely insane, and I love that aspect of it. The finish of it does appear standard. It doesn't appear to have any, you know, it doesn't appear cheaply made. It doesn't appear like that's an issue. There's a bottom port, power port, which I'm assuming is for if you want to get solar panel power. Little rubber flap there on the base of the camera. Obviously that's better than the top because of rain, so that's pretty standard. It does have one hinge on there. Very strong and very clear snap there that you heard. So let me do that again. Open. So it closes loud, but it opens really quiet. You can see the pattern on the front of it. Definitely a decent camera. It's got a power button there, so you can actually power this thing on and off from the front. Again, I haven't looked over it in detail. I don't even know actually how to go about setting it up quite yet. As I open it up, you'll notice, so if it's facing you off the tree, you're actually gonna open that up, and the brunt of the camera actually opens. So the majority of the camera opens, and you're left with a very small part up against the tree. We'll see how that goes, but I mean, as long as these hinges are strong, it's not going to be an issue. The only thing I can think of is the weight and the stress of that. But again, that doesn't really happen much when you're out there, so not really terribly worried about that. You can already kind of see the batteries run horizontally. This is actually one of the first cameras I've had that the batteries don't run up and down. Again, wouldn't really think that makes a huge deal. So you have your micro SD spot right there above the batteries, and then you have the USB computer connecting cable option right there as well. So it looks like, if I'm understanding it correctly, it appears like you're gonna do nothing on the inside. Everything's gonna actually happen from the outside of the camera. So setup is gonna be a cinch. Once you get the card in there, you get the batteries in there, you close it up, and these two buttons, there are these two rubberized buttons here. Those are going to be how you navigate the screen and everything, I'm assuming. So have to check that out in a little bit and report back to you what I think of it. So let's actually power this thing up, get some batteries in it. I'm going to pause the video right now, and next you see me, it'll seem like no time passed at all. Alright, so it's probably been about maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and you'll see there's a little screen. Let me get the camera. Maybe I can get it to focus There we go. It looks like it's coming in a little bit clearer. There's a little screen on the front. You can see, gives the timestamp, what mode it's on, and things like that. In the upper left-hand corner, it shows a camera, which obviously means camera mode. Then it says how many pictures are possible as the denominator. Numerator is 4 zeros. It gives the date, the battery level, the timestamp, and then what megapixels and how many pictures. So it says 12M for 12 megapixels I have it set at, and 3 pictures for 3 picture burst. Now the one thing I will say is it did take me a little bit, I just snapped it shut in case you were wondering, it did take me a little bit of time to get used to these. It's the one button is almost like the OK, like the select button, and then the other one is like a toggle. It goes through. So it takes a little bit getting used to that, but I can already tell how that would get very easy to maneuver. Now granted, I work with computers, I work with games, not work with games, but I play a lot of games. I'm very tech savvy, I guess you could, I grew up in that generation, so I think this is something that now that my pops especially, he's gotten used to some other trail cameras and things like that, this is probably going to be a little bit frustrating to him, because yeah, it's a little bit different than what we're used to, you know, typically speaking. Ooh, and I already noticed something. So I left the power on and simply left it alone, and the light started flickering and this little screen went off. I'm assuming it's on right now, so it's probably taking some pictures. This will be really neat to check out and see, and I'll find out a little bit more. So just so you know, I didn't even touch this thing. I went off of just intuition and looking at the camera and trying to figure it out. I powered it on, I put the batteries in, put the card in, and powered it on. Now that is one thing that I will state is when you put that card in, there is a little picture. I'm not sure if the camera will be able to pick this up. There is a little picture of the orientation of how that micro SD card should fit in. Just so you know, one side of the micro SD card is very flat and the other side kind of has a little bit of a wave to it, and it actually shows you which way that wave should be and the flat side should be. Abide by that or else you will break your micro SD card. I like it. It's small. It's the 2-button toggle system is almost too simple that it could probably get confusing for some guys. But I can definitely see that if I end up loving these cameras and I end up using these as my predominant camera, it's going to come second nature to me. One of them is a select toggle button, the other one is something to change. So the one does kind of like the scrolling and the other one does the changing, if you think of it that way. So one controls whether it's going to go to the next thing or if you're going to change what's there. So it's kind of neat. I wish I could kind of show you that a little bit, but it'd be kind of hard. Let me see if I can. Let me push the power button here. I held it for a while. Oh, when I held it for a while, it said goodbye and shut off. So that's nice to know that if you accidentally do hold it too long and it powers off. I have 9 pictures taken, so it did take some pictures while I was doing this video, so I'll be sure to share those. Now granted, they may be blurry because I might have been moving it around. But so now when it's on the home screen, I hit the non-power button, which is the left button on it, and I don't think you can see what it says. There you go. But now I can scroll through. This is the selector button. This is the non-power button, and it's gonna say whether I want to change it or not. I'm on name, so it's scrolling through now. If I wanted to change it, that letter, I would hit I have Tiny, that's my nickname. I would hit the power button to change that letter, but I don't want to, so it scrolls all the way through. I keep hitting this button. Now if I want to go to option number 2, I don't want this, sorry, the video keeps showing my face and I don't want that. There we go. So then I hit the power button. Whoops. Oh, I didn't hit the power button. Sorry, this is backwards to me. Let me scroll back through this by hitting the non-power button. Now I hit the power button, and you'll see that little 1 of 8 went to 2 of 8. Now I'm on photo mode. If I keep going, and I wanted to change settings on that, I would hit that non-power button. There we go. Hit the non-power. I hit the power button to scroll. now if I wanted to change the video mode, I would hit that other button, but it's not really working. I don't understand what's going on. So now photo and video mode. If I hit the non-power button, I'm scrolling with the power button, I go to video photo mode right there, photo video. If I hit the non-power button, you'll see a little OK pop up. I just put it into photo video mode. Now I hit the power button, it'll scroll through these options, software, exit. If I hit that, it'll go back to the home screen. Now I scroll back, it's 1 of 8. Page 1 is name, page 2 is photo mode. I can quickly push the non-power button, this button here, and it says okay, now I'm in photo mode. Now if I want to go in to settings, I go to the setting and now I hit the non-power button and I am in photo settings. From there I can go into photo settings by hitting the non-power button. Now I have 3 options. I have photo size, photo burst, and exit. If I go into photo size, I just kept hitting the power button to scroll past that exit page. Hit the non-power button now. Photo size, I have 12 megapixel, 8 megapixel, and 5 megapixel. Hit the power button to scroll, like always. I want to stay on 12 megapixels, so I go there and I hit the non-power button. Now hit the power button, go to photo burst. This will let me choose how many pictures I want the camera to take. Hit the non-power button to select it, and use the power button to scroll again. I want it to be set to 3 photos, that's what I like. And I go to exit, use the select button or the non-power button, and I'm back out to here. Now, 1 of 13 pages. If I hit the power button again, I go to video settings. If I want to change the video settings, just in case I put it on video mode, I can do that here. Go in, you have video size, video length, video frame, frequency, audio record if I want that on or not. Basically drain the battery or not faster. I have timer. I can set the timer in between, or I can set it to only take pictures during a certain time of the day. Time lapse. I can set the time lapse mode. Interval. I set mine to 30 seconds. Select. It says on or off. If I choose off, it doesn't matter, but I want to choose on, and then it brings up the screen of what I want. I want it to be 00 in minutes, and I want it to be 30 seconds. If I wanted to change that, I would scroll with the power button, but I don't want to scroll, so I hit the non-power button, and it brings it back to here. Now I'm using the power button again to scroll. 6 page is photo stamp, on or off is your options. Beep, I already shut the beep off, so I'll show you how to turn it on. I'll select, then I use the power button to scroll, select on. Now, there's a faint beep. PR sensitivity. 9 is the LED, high, low, or I think it's high, lower. Yep, low or high. Leave it at high. Date and time, or day and time. Password if I want it. Factory reset if I need it. And exit if I want to get back out to the sub menu of 8 pages. Setting mode, and then I have erase mode, software, and exit. Use the select button for exit. It says waiting. Now I'm back to the home page. Overall, I like it. So now we just have to test and see. So now that I'm on the home screen, now we just have to test and see what the pictures are going to be like. Sorry, that's what I was going to say. If I hit the select button, oh, it brings that up. Okay. What I'm trying to discover is if there's a quick way to set it. Let me go to the, so now I'm on the home screen, like I've shown you before. If I hit the power mode, it says waiting, and I'm on. That actually took a test shot. So if I hit the power mode, that actually takes a picture. And it instantly said 12. So I'll probably have pictures of my face right there. So, and I did not see any kind of glow at all. Again, if I leave this just kind of setting stationary, probably I would assume after about 30 seconds, I'll have to read a little bit in the manual and see, but I would assume after about 30 seconds it arms itself and sets, and it's good, and you're ready to leave. So, again, another size comparison that I thought of doing was, look at the size. It's a mouse. This is actually a pretty small mouse, but it's about the same size. I don't think I can stress to you guys enough. Actually, the mouse is even taller. The size of this camera is just incredible. So, call these things a little Mighty Mouses if they work, I guess. This is absolutely phenomenal, to put it lightly. So I'm gonna leave it kind of sitting here on the desk and just see what it does. This is Ty. God bless. As I promised, I would bring you the opening of the new Radix Advanced Technology camera, or Advanced Ultra Compact Design, as it says. This is the No Glow, 12 megapixel, high def pictures. Pretty pumped. The company is from a guy that I know from some forums and just from some websites. And yes, just so some people do know, the camera itself, yes, is made, like a lot of them, in China, but it is, where's it at? I knew I'd lose it. Oh, here we go. It is a company selling to you out of Iowa. So yes, it's made in China, if we're honest. However, it is a US company that you are buying from. So to me, that's a bonus. That's a plus. So they retail for right above $150, I believe. I think they're actually $159.99 is what their website says, but you'll actually, if you head there now, or if you go to their Facebook page, they are doing a Father's Day, I believe it was, discount of about 15%. There is no shipping charge, but yeah, 15% off until June 18th, if I remember right. Radix trail cameras, be sure to check them out, guys, and as soon as I have a little bit more money coming in, I will get the low glow version and we'll compare some of the pictures once we have them in the field for a while. This is Ty. God bless, and good luck out there.
So, it's pretty good. Test, test. Right now I'm talking about normal. Now I'm going to raise it up a little bit, and I'm talking pretty loud. I'm actually about 24 inches from the trail camera itself. Now I'm going to whisper a little bit. Let's see if you can pick this up. I'm whispering probably to the point where somebody within about 3 or 4 feet could probably hear me. God bless.